Hey guys, so before we start the video, I always want you guys to remember that you are important and that you matter to somebody, and if you don't feel like you matter to anyone in your immediate surroundings, well then you matter to me. And I just want you guys to go into the video and go into your lives remembering that. So now on to the video. This is my 20 bomb tutorial video. And my goal with this video is to make this the last 20 bomb tutorial you ever need, and even the last 20 bomb tutorial you ever watch. I've given this a lot of thought and I've narrowed it down to a bunch of tips that should help you get your 20 bomb in any lobby, whether it's an easier lobby or a more difficult lobby. And some of you more observant viewers might catch my drift before I reveal it at the end of the video. This video will cover every aspect of your 20 bomb game. It'll cover what characters you want to be using, where you want to drop, how you want to move and rotate around the map, what guns you want to use, and everything in between. So since we're about to hit the ground, let's start with the drop. I personally believe that the hotter, the better. The more people that come to the hot drop, the better it's going to be for your 20 bomb gameplay. And I'll give you a couple reasons why. The first reason is that it's easiest to kill people when it's off drop. That's when they have the least amount of loot, they're the most scattered from their team, they're the least organized. It's just going to be easiest to kill people that have just dropped. So the second reason is that obviously there's more kills for you. But it goes deeper than that. Imagine you drop somewhere and you get 3 squads that drop with you. But then the hot drop gets 5 squads. That is at least 3 squads that you are missing out on killing entirely. 3 squads that will die without ever seeing you. And in this sort of game where you need to kill and see as many people as you can, that's not going to be great for your 20 bomb run. But I do understand that trying to kill 5 or 6 squads at a hot drop can be really overwhelming. You can very easily run out of loot. You can get third party. There's a lot of variables and a lot of bad things that happen. Believe me, I know. So if you don't feel comfortable going to the hottest drop in the game, you need to go to a drop where there is at least 3 squads. 3 other squads that come with you. Now let's talk about what you need to do as soon as you hit the ground at your hot drop. You need to be as fast as possible in finding a gun that you are good with, some ammo for that gun, maybe a heal or 2, and then your next enemy. You need to be as quick as possible about looting, and you need to have a gun that you are good with because you're going to need to kill multiple people immediately. In a lot of the 20 bombs you'll see online, you'll notice that the person actually lands on the gun they're best with. In this case, it didn't work out like that for me, but we got there in the end, so it doesn't really matter, but it does help a lot. Now let's talk about thirsts. Unless there is someone like literally damaging you, like you are taking damage, you want to go for that thirst and be getting that thirst. If you're in the middle of the thirst and you start taking damage, I recommend shield swapping your dead and now thirsted enemy's box. So shield swapping might require a little bit of practice. For some of you, it might be a good thing to get better at. But shield swapping will really help in that thirsting situation if it goes a little bad for you. Now, a little earlier in the video, I did say that we were going to be talking about what guns you should use. Well, that wasn't entirely true, but that's because there's no one gun that's going to get you a 20 bomb, especially as guns get reworked, nerfed, and buffed. Ideally, you just want to use what you're most comfortable with and you feel the most confident with. These are going to be guns you feel like you can really tear through the lobby with and get a lot of kills with. And these are going to be different for everybody. Different people prefer different guns. And you should also keep in mind that your 20 bomb loadout may be different than the loadout you would normally run for any other game. And that's okay, because you need guns that can get you kills as fast as possible. Now, when I say as fast as possible, I really do mean that. I used to look at a 20 bomb as like an endurance run, like an incredible sort of Royal Rumble kind of thing where you just absolutely stay alive despite all these threats. A 20 bomb really isn't like that. A 20 bomb is about killing 20 people as fast as you can. It's about moving around the map as fast as you can. It's about doing everything as fast as you can. Because every single second you spend doing something that's not crucial to your 20 bomb is another second that someone in the lobby spends dying. People die really fast in this game. So saving time anywhere you can is going to be crucial to your 20 bomb. And that's why you need to be doing everything as fast as you can. Now comes the part of the video where I say some things I don't really want to say, but I have to say. The 20 bomb is really, really difficult, and it might take you a lot of tries to get there. But if you know that in your heart you can do it and you're confident in it, don't give up, just keep pushing through, just keep waiting for that one good run. And one thing about 20 bombs is that they do require luck because there's one big thing that you cannot control. You cannot control how fast other people kill each other, and you cannot control how fast other people die. No matter how fast you move, no matter how fast you loot, no matter how fast you end fights and wrap up squads and just kill people, you cannot control how fast other people die. And that's the most frustrating thing about going for 20 bombs. You can do everything in this video right. You can do everything perfectly, and you cannot even get close. And that's because you can't control how fast other people in the lobby die. But one thing you can control, and you need to be good at controlling, is winning your gunfights. You need to be good at winning gunfights, and you need to be able to kill people. There's only so much that your team can do for you. In the end, a 20 bomb is literally winning 20 gunfights, so you need to be comfortable with that. And if it takes you a little bit more practice to get comfortable winning your gunfights and get comfortable getting those kills, then that's okay. As soon as you get that practice and you feel comfortable enough to be able to win gunfights with people, then I have full faith in you that you will get your 20 bomb just like everybody else. So you might have noticed in our gameplay right now that there are 10 squads remaining. I like to use this point as a benchmark to predict whether I'm going to get a 20 bomb or not. At this point, when there are 10 squads remaining, if I have 5 kills, it means it's possible for me to get a 20 bomb, but it's going to be insanely difficult. If there are 10 squads remaining and I have 7 kills, I have a good chance at getting a 20 bomb, but I'm going to need to work for it. And finally, if I have 9 or 10 kills when there's 10 squads remaining, I'd like to call that a guaranteed 20 bomb. Furthermore, if you get 1 kill for every squad remaining, meaning that if there were 15 squads remaining, you have 5 kills, or there's 5 squads remaining and you have 15 kills, I call that a guaranteed 20 bomb as well. Now, see if you can figure out how good my chances are of getting a 20 bomb based on how many kills I had when there were 10 squads remaining. Let's talk about team composition. These are going to be the characters you want on your team for a 20 bomb. The most important category of characters you need on your team for a 20 bomb is going to be the movement characters. And by movement, I mean characters that move you around the map quickly. These are going to be characters like Pathfinder, Octane, and Valkyrie. Now notice I didn't put Valkyrie at the beginning. Though she can move you from place to place very quickly with her ultimate, characters like Pathfinder and Octane also have the ability to move you small amounts within places. And that sort of ability can be extremely valuable as well for getting yourself out of a situation or getting yourself into a great position. But either way, you want a character that's going to be able to move you around the map quickly. The second category of characters you want on your team are the recon characters. These are characters that are going to help you find enemies. These are characters like Bloodhound and Seer. They're going to help you locate all the people you need to kill. And this is going to make it much easier for you to find the people, obviously. The third category of characters you want on your team are revive characters. Or you can replace this third category with whatever character you want to hit the 20 bomb with if they don't hit the 2 previous categories. You do want a revive character on your team to get you back into the fight quickly. These are characters like Lifeline and Gibraltar. They're not essential, but they do help. But I do want to put the disclaimer out that you shouldn't be going down. You should definitely avoid being knocked while going on the 20 bomb run. Because getting knocked and then having to heal again wastes time. And you could even lose out on kills in that squad. So you don't want to get knocked, but if you do, it's nice to have a revive character. And then again, if your character doesn't exactly fit into any three categories, you can replace the revive character with yours. Now, if you clicked on this video, more than likely you're going to be playing with a team that's going to be helping you get the 20 bomb. So I actually have some instructions for your team as well as you. Your team is ideally going to be carrying some heals for you, some ammo for you, and they're going to be just helping you out when you need it. That way, when you run low on supplies, they have your supplies for you. Now, the way your team is going to go about taking gunfights, depending on how much help you're going to need in those gunfights, a good way to do it is to have your teammates run in, crack their shields, and then run back out, call that out to you, and have you go in and clean them up. Even with hammer points if you want, if those are on the ground at the time you're watching this. Depending on how much help you need though, you might not need them to do that. And instead, you can have them just run in to distract the enemies so that you can shoot at your enemies while your teammates are getting shot at. This can be really helpful too, especially if you want to be a little bit more independent and you want to be a little bit heavier on the damage side. Remember that if your teammates are cracking all the shields for you, you might not drop a 4K or even a 3K to go along with your 20 bomb. So just keep that in mind. Ideally, your teammates want to be out of the way when you're trying to get kills, and your teammates do not want to shoot at the enemies when they're close to being killed. I can't tell you how many times I see teammates that just take easy kills that could have been handed to the person who needs a 20 bomb. So your teammates need to be very aware of how much health everyone has and be very careful about taking those kills. Because even one kill can be the difference between a 19 and a 20 in the end. And then you as the player need to be on top of what your teammates are doing. You need to be fully aware of what they're doing at all times, and you need to be looking out for opportunities based on what your teammates have done. So again, if your teammates are getting shot at, that's an opportunity for you to shoot at somebody. If your teammate says they got somebody low, run in there, do your best to get that kill. If you get shot by more than one person, that's okay to back up, or you can try to win that gunfight. Whatever best suits your ability and whatever you are most comfortable with. Now for all my solo players, if you want to play it solo, first of all, what's wrong with you? Why can't you just do it the easy way and just get your 20 bomb with your team and like have fun and not stress about it and not just make it more difficult for yourself because you'd like weirdly have to prove it to yourself and like justify it that you can do it on your own with no help. And I'm definitely not projecting right now. Seriously, I don't mean anything bad by that. You guys are great. Solo players are awesome. But anyways, if you're going to be playing it solo, you ideally want to break it up into a 1v1 and then a 1v2. You want to try to isolate one member of the team, ideally hit the one clip on him and then get the thirst. If you don't get the one clip, that's okay as long as you do get the knock and at least try to go for the thirst. Because after you get that thirst and you break it down to 1v2, it's going to be a lot easier to handle. Because at that point, you just got to win one gunfight, maybe back up, take a bat, then come back and win the other gunfight. Whereas a 1v3 almost never goes as smoothly as that. If you can't break it up into a 1v1 and a 1v2, you are going to have to try to use this same method of going in, knocking one, backing up and healing, and then coming back. And this may take several tries. You may end up going in, knocking one of the guys on their team, having to pull out, having them res him, coming back, knocking him again, do some damage, leaving again, healing, and you might have to just repeat this process quite a few times until you finally wipe the team. And it can be really tedious and really slow and really detrimental to your 20 bomb. But that's another one of those luck things. If you are playing with randoms, I like to break it down according to how many randoms I have. If I have both my randoms left, then you can pretty much push anything, especially if your randoms are good, and just fall back to your randoms if you have a problem. If you have one random left, you want to be a little bit more cautious, but you still want to be pretty aggressive. And then obviously, if you have no randoms left, just play it the same way I described. Now you might have noticed there are 5 squads remaining. Just like in my 4K tutorial where I broke up the game into 2 parts based on how many squads there were left in the game, I'm going to break up the 20 bomb tutorial the same way. Until there are 5 squads left remaining, you want to push every single thing in every single squad and wrap up those fights as fast as possible with almost no regard for your own safety or survival or longevity. You want to get as many kills as you can, and that often means taking a lot of risks. After there are 5 squads or less remaining in the game, that's when you want to start playing a little bit more conscious of where circle is, a little bit more conscious of where you're positioning, and trying to survive a little bit longer. You still want to be pushing fights, but push those fights in a more safe way. Even if this means coming off from the best positioning to just a pretty good positioning, or going out of circle. Ideally, you want to make sure that you kill all the squads remaining before the squads do. You don't want those last 3 or 4 squads to kill each other, even if this means placing yourself between the 2 squads, though I would advise against this at some points because you can get team shotted and die. One final tip for you guys is that a general benchmark for how fast you should be wiping a squad is 30 seconds. That's what I find works. If you're doing it any longer, you're missing out on kills. Any quicker, that's great, but it shouldn't go over 30 seconds. That gives you enough time to knock 1 or 2, heal, and then knock the other guys, and maybe heal again if you need to. Then on to your next fight. Alright, now let's review the video. So ideally, you want to drop at the hottest drop on the map. If you're not comfortable doing so, you can drop somewhere that has at least 3 squads coming with you. You really need these kills at the beginning of the game to set you off for a good start to your 20 bomb. On your squad, most importantly, you want a movement character. You want somebody that's going to be able to move your team around the map quickly. Second most importantly, you want a recon character. This character is going to help your team find people to kill. Thirdly, you can have a revive character, but it's not essential. The way you want to approach killing with a team is by having your team do some damage and then you run in and get the kills afterwards. If you're playing solo, you want to break the squad up into a 1v1 and then a 1v2 if possible. Remember, the 20 bomb is a speed run, not an endurance test. Everything you need to do as quick as possible. You land on that gun you're good with, grab a little bit of ammo, maybe grab 1 heal, go and push. You need to get all of your thirst unless you are literally getting damaged while thirsting. Then you need to back up and heal and come back. You should be wiping squads in less than 30 seconds, and don't worry about your survival, don't worry about longevity in the game, only worry about pushing and getting kills until there are less than 5 squads left. That's when you can start worrying about positioning and longevity and survival. That brings us to the end of the video, and as you can see, I'm messaging someone that I dropped a 20 bomb in that lobby. Well, I'm messaging one of the top Horizon players to ever touch the game. The dude had 3,100 wins in a single season. And if I was able to drop a 20 bomb in a lobby with a guy like that, I know you can drop a 20 bomb in any lobby with these tips. Thank you guys for watching and for choosing my video, and I really hope my video gave you what you needed to hit that 20 bomb. Good luck, guys.